Well, hello everyone and welcome to Ask Uncle Buck. I'm your host, Uncle Buck. You got big buck questions. I got big buck answers. Video number 2 for this week. Our last one came out on Friday or Saturday. Was it Friday? So we're doing, we had this whole 11 questions. Knocked out about 5 last video. We're gonna do a little follow-up video and do the remaining 6. I'm gonna go through them pretty quick, so hang on tight. Here we go. Alright, from John Glover. Your name is Buck. Do you like to ... fish? Actually, I do like going fishing. I don't get to go nearly as much as I would like. I go fishing with my dad quite a bit. Or I used to, anyway. And we go about maybe once, twice a year now. And we catch a lot of fish when we go, and it's a lot of fun. On a little boat, go out on a pond, privately owned pond. Cast back towards bank, catch brim, crappie, bass, all sorts of great stuff. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Andrew Becker, how do you prevent Idiocracy, I'm assuming the movie, from becoming a prophecy? You know, actually I have yet to watch that movie, but I know the premise of it. And what you do is you educate people and you have discourse. You have the exchange of ideas, and you prevent everything in that movie. Alright, Craig Buchanan, what would Trump have to do for you to stop supporting him? By the way, I'm wearing a different hat than my MAGA hat. You like this? This is not me disavowing Trump. I just wanted something a little more color to it. What would Trump have to do to end my support of him? That's hard to say. I don't know any one action he would have to take, but what he would have to accomplish in me is prove to me that he no longer carries the values that I carry, that I have voted for him to promote. See, it's not that I'm necessarily a Trump guy, it's that I have a certain set of political ideas and values that I subscribe to, and ascribe to, and he most closely resembled those ideas in the last election cycle, and I also had a chance of winning, and so that's why I voted for him. So it's not that I'm a Trump guy, it's that I support certain values, and in my case, conservatism, and a certain amount of libertarianism, although I typically vote Republican. But anyway, so he would have to show me somehow, I don't know how, but he'd have to show me that he is no longer carrying those ideas around with him, and I would probably turn the other way, and I'd say, well, screwed up. Okay, Max Beard. Hey, Max. Cool name again. How do you properly stay cool in a heat wave? You're going to ask a fat guy how he stays cool. Air conditioning. One and done. Now, seriously, if you're in a spot like you're at work and you can't have air conditioning, I found a couple things that I do to stay cool. One of which is I will take like a do-rag, and I will either wrap ice in it and put it around my neck. Of course, you're gonna get wet. You're gonna soak your clothes. There's no getting around that. There's other things you can put that are supposed to evaporate, like these little gel-filled things that are put on your neck, and they're supposed to evaporate and cool you. Anything cold going on your arteries in your neck there, or on your wrists, or in your inner thigh, can affect your body temperature. So those are ways to stay cool. Of course, you're not going to put an ice pack in your inner thighs while you're working. That would be kind of weird. Or in your armpit, I suppose. But anything cold on the side of the neck cools off your blood, and of course that cool blood travels through your body. Sometimes you can just have like a little cooler full of ice water and just stick your hand in it, and it'll cool the rest of you off really quick. Or your feet. Your feet are really good at regulating your temperature. So if you're not wearing shoes for some reason and you want to stay cool, stick your foot in something cold, ice water, or just running cool water. It'll work just wonderfully. Okay, Matt Reifler, I'm assuming that's how I pronounce it. Sorry if I'm getting it wrong. So Matt, you asked me, why did you become a forklift operator, and did you have any other ambitions when you were younger? Of course I did. Nobody wants to be a forklift operator. I did it because I made bad life choices, and it was the only career opportunity I had. No, seriously, for those of you who don't know, I drive a forklift for a living. That's my 7 to 3:30 job. And I've been doing it for probably, I don't know, since my early 20s. On and off, I've had different jobs. I've had to drive forklifts. The job I do now pays okay, but it's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. What did I want to do when I was a kid? I wanted to be a rock star. Seriously, I have a band called Overmortal, not going anywhere. So it's just my passion project. It's just something I do whenever I feel like making music. I was good with computers as a kid. Now everybody is. I thought maybe I'd do computer jobs, but I just never had the gumption to pursue it. So if you want to have some sort of a career path in your life, young people watching this, because obviously my demographic is children. You just pick something that you just cannot live without and do that. Somewhere along the way, I figured out that I am good at being weird, so I started a podcast, and we're trying our hand at that. But yeah, that's why I drove a forklift. That was just a job that was available, and it paid the bills. And I happen to be, I've done it long enough that I'm good at it. And I was going to try and be a musician, which I still am a musician, but I'm not making any money off of it because I never took off and tried the tour and all that kind of thing. I did get signed to a record label, a small record label, but All right, so the big one. From Chelsea again, my trap pal, Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea, how you doing? My camera's crooked. Pal. Is circumcision an act of mutilation? Yes. Yes. And here's why I think that. Now, I'm going to clarify here, and I'm going to say infant circumcision, I am against it. I'm not a weirdo in how I'm against it. Like, I'm not going to walk around like those guys that had on the all-white clothes with blood stain on their crotches. I'm not going to do that kind of thing. I won't go so far as to call myself an activist for it. I may have been at one point. But I think that circumcising an infant is unnecessary and to a certain degree morally wrong, because you're taking away that child's agency in choosing what's going to happen to his own body for no good reason, right? So if there was some actual proof that like having a foreskin was going to give this kid cancer or cause him to get an STD, like actual scientific proof, I might would be okay with it. But as it stands, all of the arguments for circumcision can be easily debunked. If you look at Europe, the boogeyman rates of infection, all the infection, the STDs, they're comparable to the U.S., where circumcision is huge. In Europe, it's not huge. And also, there are many other means of preventing these things. Like, if you want to prevent infection in the penis, you wash it. We have soap. If you want to prevent STDs, either use a condom or don't shag dirty chicks. Like, keep it in your pants. Let's see. So, I think that if someone, when they come of age, they can make their own choices, decide they want to be circumcised, that's up to them. I still think it's genital mutilation, but at least you're subjecting yourself to it. I understand some people have religious reasons they want to do it. I'm not an Old Testament kind of guy. I think that the whole circumcising kids at birth thing, no longer necessary. There may have been a point in history where it had a purpose, but those days are long gone. I know a lot of Christians who still hold on to that. It's in the Bible. Well, you're not under the Mosaic Law anymore, so get over it. What else? We frown upon female genital mutilation or female circumcision, as takes place in a lot of places like Africa or certain Muslim countries. We seem to be staunchly against that, but we're okay with it when it comes to whacking off parts of boys, and I just can't get behind that. So yeah, I think it's wrong. It's mutilation. It's child abuse, and I don't go all the way of calling myself an activist, but I definitely think that circumcision is, I think it's bad. I think there's no benefit, and I think that you're taking away a part of a person's body that they're never going to get back, and you're not giving them a say in it, and that's morally wrong. And if you disagree with me, fight me. So this has been Uncle Buck. Probably going to be the first video I've put out that's going to get completely downvoted. This is Uncle Buck. This has been Ask Uncle Buck. You had big buck questions. I had big or maybe medium or small buck answers. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.